Hey folks, what's going on? It's Matt for Heroic Tactics, and I am here to talk about a 400-point game I played recently. It was with Themed Authority. It was for this crazy special build that the judge of my local venue came up with, and it was by 400 points. But basically, anything can be an ID card character. So it's like you had ID cards for whatever you wanted on there. Like if you wanted to make a Justice League team and have Superman and Batman be your ID characters, you could totally do that. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm 100% down behind this idea because I play with the ID cards a lot. And I like them a lot. Here is my actual team. It is Apollo at 200 because I wanted him to be a giant, humongous beatstick, and Midnighter at 100, which is I think his best point value to be playing him at because he's got the outwit and exploit as opposed to just the regular exploit by itself. And finally, Engineer at 90. That gave me 10 points left over for 2 hypothetical authority figures that I could call in. And I picked my favorite lady in a pantsuit, Jenny Sparks, and a full point, 110 points, Doctor. This, of course, meant that my Apollo had to be the one calling them both in because both Midnighter and 90-point Engineer were not high enough to bring them in. So how did I do? Well, I was able to beat my first game. A friend of mine was using the Vampire, Batman, and the Huntress Power Girl duo, and some other character that I had never seen before. They had a really sick attack that I used for I guess 38 points, and I was able to barely win that. Apollo was my MVP because he could see through stealth, which was defending a bunch of his stuff, and then he had range combat expert or hypersonic and stuff like that allowed me to get shots off. My second match was against this really powerful control team centered around Master Pandemonium. So the first thing he did was pop out those arms, and then I want to say the next thing he did, and I can't remember if it was Master Pandemonium or not, was puzzed out that 125-point Loki and mind control one of my dudes and have him punch another one of my dudes, but had them both end up next to the one little poisony arms of Master Pandemonium. Though I'm quite fortunate that he did not mind control me into lava as we were playing on the Teen Titans map. My third match was against kind of a hodgepodge team of just a bunch of crazy dudes that a little kid that I was playing it. So I did my best to try to teach him how to play and kind of remind him of certain strategies and remind him that, not just because you can move a figure up as far as possible doesn't mean you should, and see where it goes from there. I did not once bring out my ID characters, mainly because I felt like Apollo and Midnighter and Engineer, as providing crazy support, could do everything that I needed for me. And then two, my two bring-in characters brought in Pulse Wave, so and ID characters can't be more than 5 squares away from the character that brings them in. So if I tried to Pulse Wave, their most useful power on their dial, I would end up screwing things over. So I just never brought them into play. But my opponents have used the little bring them into play powers quite awesomely. All in all, will I use it again? Will I run this team again? Oh, definitely. I've been trying to run Authority every chance I get. I never read the comic at all, but just based on how awesome these clicks are, I am totally digging that. As always, I'm interested to hear what changes you would have made to my team. Would you have used different Authority characters, or definitely different bring-in pieces? Maybe I would have. Maybe Jack Hawksmore. I would have been able to bring him in with everybody on my team, and then. Ooh, I wonder if his perma barrier would stay, because that stays on there until it goes away. Until he. Or wow, I don't know. It's something to look into. But yeah, as always, I'm interested to hear what changes you would have made to my team, or what would you have made in instead.